Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for participating in our webinar today. I'm Nicole Borden, and I'm here at the Community Foundation of Western Massachusetts working on the Innovation Grants Program. And I'm here with Janet Daisley, the Vice President of Programs and Strategy, and she'll be participating in our question and answer session at the end of the webinar. And we're excited to bring to you our first Innovation Grant Competition. Okay, so I'll go over the agenda for today's webinar as well as a couple of housekeeping items. First, we'll go over an overview of the grant. We'll talk about key criteria the Community Foundation is using when reviewing proposals. We'll go over eligibility. We'll walk through the three-step application process. We'll talk about grant awards, and I'll let you know the ways we're here to provide support during this process. Also, please note that you can type in questions at any time using the panel on the right of your screen. However, we will answer all questions at the end of the webinar. Also, if you're having any technical difficulties, please let us know if you're able by using the question or chat features in that box on the right side of your screen. So what is innovation and how do we define it? Well, we borrowed a definition from the Bush Foundation, who are leaders in innovation grant making. They define innovation as a breakthrough in addressing a community need that is more effective, equitable, or sustainable than existing approaches. We like this definition as it speaks to the importance of making a significant, sustainable difference that improves the quality of life in our communities. So what is an innovation planning grant? It's an opportunity for you to think in new, big, and different ways about how to solve a challenge or issue. It's a time to take those emerging ideas or initiatives that have been percolating and flesh them out. It gives you a space to show unique vision and think up new methods and approaches to improving life in the Pioneer Valley. It's a time to ask, what does real change look like? And to rethink old solutions and make them better. It's also an opportunity to collaborate to impact significant, sustainable, and measurable change. As a note, the Innovation Grant Program doesn't fund programmatic work. Programmatic needs can be addressed by our Mission Grants program. The innovation grants are intended to fund new pathways and systems to bring about a better way of addressing a community need. What can I do with an innovation planning grant? This first round is for 6-month planning grants that provide an opportunity to collect the information you need to create a well-thought-out plan. It's a time to design and plan your strategy, to engage with the end users of the innovation and incorporate their feedback into your proposal. It's time to collect data, identify barriers, and test ideas that may lead to a new approach. The criteria the Foundation is using when reviewing applications is that proposals are truly innovative and offer game-changing and feasible ideas that can positively impact the quality of life in the Pioneer Valley. That your proposals use collaboration to maximize impact, that they incorporate the feedback of end users of the innovation so that you listen to what they have to say and address their needs, and that proposals have the potential to seed, leverage, and/or expand funding, and that planning proposals have clearly stated data and outcomes. Who can apply for an innovation grant? Innovation grants will be awarded to 501c3 public charities. And for applicants that don't currently have 501c3 status, we do accept applications supported by fiscal sponsors. And you can check the eligibility section on our innovation webpage for more information regarding documentation and requirements. Keep it local. Grants must be used for projects that serve populations of the Pioneer Valley. So that's Franklin, Hampshire, and Hampden counties. Grants must be used for a charitable purpose. And collaborations and coalitions are encouraged to apply, but only one organization can be the lead and receive funding. Innovation grants do not support expenditures or requests for private education, religious organizations, unless innovation serves broad community needs. It does not support fundraising events or activities that seek to directly or indirectly influence legislation or election campaigns. How do I apply? The application process is a 3-step process, and all applications are to be submitted online through our online application system. The first step is a preliminary application, and currently you can preview these 8 preliminary application questions on our website. It's at thecommunityfoundation.org under Innovation Program Grant Application Process. The preliminary application will allow a review committee to determine if the proposal is aligned with the Innovation Grant Program's goals and whether the proposal merits further consideration given our resources. The preliminary application will become available on October 3rd and is due at 5 p.m. on October 28th. And all applicants will be notified of their status on December 1st. Step 2, for those applicants selected to move forward in the review process, a full Innovation Grant application will be made available on December 5th. A Community Foundation staff member will send advancing applicants a link with the full application, and it will be due on January 10th, 2017. Step 3 is the Innovation Grant Meetup on January 26th. We're really excited to provide this meetup opportunity for advancing applicants. Applicants will come in and present their innovation idea in the form of an elevator pitch to a review team of Community Foundation staff and volunteer reviewers. 2 members involved in your planning process will attend, and it will take place at a location in the Pioneer Valley. Prior to this meetup, we'll also provide advancing applicants the opportunity to attend a training session on how to effectively pitch their idea. And the announcement of innovation grantees will be made on February 1st, 2017. And this will make the planning grant cycle run from February to July. We'll be providing technical assistance sessions for grantees in March and in May in 2017. We'll provide more information on these sessions in the future, but they will focus on developing framework performance measures, data indicators, and innovation impact. Grant awards will be commensurate with each applicant's innovation planning approach and scope of work. So applicants should think about what it is they need to accomplish, what they need to gather during the planning process, and how they're going to accomplish it, and what funding they need to do that. While there's no dollar amount set for these grants, the application's budget should closely relate to all necessary planning grant activities over a 6-month period. The Community Foundation will allocate a total of approximately $300,000 to support all grants selected to receive funding. Multi-year innovation implementation grants will likely be available to innovation planning grantees through a competitive process in the fall of 2017. And the Foundation is here to support you. At any time, you can email innovation@communityfoundation.org to ask a question. We also have an FAQ section on our innovation webpage that we update weekly. And we have office hours for the innovation grant on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 2. And you can email innovation@communityfoundation.org to set up an appointment. And lastly, I just want to reiterate that everything we went over today is available on our website. And I'm just going to link to that now. As you can see, our innovation page, whoops. And all of the section here, the key criteria, eligibility, the application process, outreach, FAQ, all of that is available on our website. And now we will open it up to questions.
Can an applicant submit letters of support to demonstrate the need or the problem to be solved and how the proposal seeks to solve it? We are not tendering these types of letters at this time for this application. Another question was, will these slides be shared with registered participants? And we said yes, look at our website innovation page. Any other questions? Here we go. Can an agency such as a community development corporation, which is a charitable organization but not a 501c3, apply? You have to be either a 501c3 or sponsored by a fiscal agent that you have a prior existing relationship with. Any other questions? Can a small but very intensive program be funded? We are not funding program grants. You might want to look at our mission standard program, but if you're asking can small nonprofits apply with any size budget, yes, we have no restriction on budget size in terms of which types of 501c3s or those who are fiscally sponsored and have a prior relationship with their fiscal sponsor can apply. The next question is, are organizations eligible to receive a Mission Express grant while also submitting an innovation proposal? And John, the answer is yes, you can do both. The next question is, where can we find the preview of the preliminary application questions on the site? I can't find it. And Nicole is now going to click over to it for you.
Yes, 1 second.
So just give her a second. She will show you where to find it.
One second. It should be in the Innovation Grant Program section in the application process. 1 second here.
Just give us 1 second while we try to bring up the questions.
So grant application process. Let's see, grant application process.
And see, we're right under the light bulb. You'll see where you can click.
Click here to review the preliminary application questions.
Yep.
Let's see if I can click it. Yep, there they are.
Do you have a target number of planning grants that you wish to award? No, we don't. We have $300,000 that is set aside for this planning grant process, and we are asking applicants to submit a budget that is commensurate with their planning needs, and we do not have a target number. Can you elaborate on what you mean by testing an idea with end users during the planning grant period?
I think we're really talking about talking to the people who this innovation would benefit. So getting their feedback on how to best address this, how they could best benefit from this innovation.
So if you're looking at a project that is going to benefit schools, that's going to benefit a social service innovation, you might want to bring together the people who are clients or beneficiaries of that project to find out if the innovation that you think is going to be a great idea is actually great for those who are going to be end recipients of it. Are there certain project areas that the innovation should focus on? Once again, we're not focusing projects, but if you mean a thematic or focus area such as education, human services, economic development, we're agnostic in terms of what thematic area you pick to apply for. I am on the innovation grant page, but there is no link below the light bulb.
Oh, so you're on the innovation grant page. Go to the grant application process. So there's 3 tabs. You click on grant application process. And then under that light bulb, it says click here to preview preliminary application questions. Does that help?
Great. Let us know if you couldn't find it. Nicole just went back through where you find the questions. Are you looking for end users to be involved in the application process and or the planning grant work that would take place in spring 2017? I think it would be great if they're involved in the application process, because any innovation that's going to benefit a set of end users in a vacuum seems like it could benefit from talking with those end users. We don't have any requirement that they have to be involved in the application process. Allison's still having trouble finding the tab.
She just found it.
Oh, you found it. Great. Then if we are already using an innovative technique but are looking to expand it in scope and intensity, is that eligible for this type of planning grant? We're really looking for new and different innovations, not to continue something that's already been in play. So if it's something that you've been doing ongoing, we're looking for new and innovative ways to change existing problems. So I guess the best I can tell you is if it's something you've been doing for a while and it's working, that's great. We love that. I would wonder if that's more programmatic in nature and lends itself more to our mission standard process. But you're welcome to call Nicole or myself to talk further about that. Would you be interested in a planning grant for a program that would start before the end of the planning period, end of May, early June? The planning grant period is February through June, and you'll need to be working on your project during that time period, your planning grant project. Not after that point.
Right.
Are there restrictions on what the money can be spent for? We haven't put anything down. It's really things that are commensurate with the planning process. They need to be for charitable purposes. So for instance, if you're applying for money for a van, that wouldn't be included. So as long as it's focused on charitable purposes and it's directly related to the planning grant process, I can't think of anything we'd have a restriction on, but certainly somebody may come up with something that doesn't fit into our our IRS regulations on what we could fund charitably. But we have not put anything in there that we're restricting. If we were to hold a focus group of end users, would the results need to be included in the preliminary application, or would we simply state the plan to do this and include the final results when and if invited to submit a full application?
Yeah, they would not be required for your preliminary application. The preliminary application is really just stating what you plan to do during this process, and so that's something you could include in the implementation grant if you were invited to submit one of those.
Just give it one more second to see if anybody else has any questions.
Great. Well, again, we thank you so much for your interest in the Innovation Grant Program and for participating today. This webinar will be posted on our website. Oh, we have one more question. Would a project involving a collaboration between a 501c3 and a city be eligible if the agency is the lead, but it is a city initiative?
As long as you're a 501c3 serving a charitable purpose through your innovation grant, you're eligible to apply. And you would, in our questions, you'll see in our questions, we ask who your potential list of partners are. You would include the city in your list of partners.
Okay, again, this webinar will be posted on our website to be reviewed at any point. Again, any other questions, you can email innovation@communityfoundation.org, and we look forward to hearing from you.
We got it all. Thank you, Isolda. We appreciate your thanks, and we look forward to seeing all of the different applications come in.